Hi, and welcome back to Football Manager. Today is part one, and we're going to start with a non-league team today. So let's go into load game. We'll start with England. We go down to level 10, but we're actually going to go into level 5. And we're going to be a newbie team here from today. We're going to be Dorking Wanderers. And I'm going to show you how to use the attributes through a spreadsheet. So we'll wait till this game loads up and then we'll take it from there. But while that's happening, I shall just give you a quick insight to the spreadsheet. And what we're going to do today, we're going to start listing all the players from the club here, and we're going to give them their player ratings. So that's what I'm going to show you. Shouldn't take too long to load the game. And I'll also show you how not to cheat. I watch so many videos on the Football Manager 24. Okay, I'm going to use my own profile here, and we're going to go down to level 5, which is the Vanarama National League. And today we're going to put out a team there of Dorking Wanderers. So again, manage, and make sure you click on suggest badge of Dorking Wanderers, because I see so many people stay on here. Let's just click out of it, and they decide they're going to be a Continental Pro license with an international global football player. And this is how most people cheat. So I want to suggest the badge based on Dorking Wanderers on both sides, and this shows you where we're limited really. Because what you do, if you put yourself in as a pro player, you'll make better players come to your club, which theoretically would not happen. So let's just be a non-league manager for now. Right, so I'm going to save the game as Dorking Wanderers. And then what we're going to do, we're going to run the game through. We don't want to do one of those friendlies because it's not that we haven't got time for it. I think they're just a waste of time. Right, so let's forward this. And as you can see, they've become an established Vanarama National League team. So basically it means avoid relegation. That's what we need to do, even though it says reach the playoffs. Wow. Well, I didn't expect that. Right, so you don't want the friendly, and we'll confirm. And that's it. So we're into the team now. And the first thing we're going to look at is our spreadsheet. So first of all, let's go on to finances and the wage budget. It's the first thing we're going to look at. £17,334. We'll click on budgets. And as I right click here, enter, you can see that the budgets have come in. So I'm going to play a 4-4-2. This is
First thing that Football Manager will really ask you when we move the game forward on the inbox, it will ask you for your tactical direction required, and you'll have to create your tactic. So I'll just do that quickly. Normally if they give one of these thumbs up, choose one of those, but I'll go wing play, and I like playing a 4-4-2. So that's that one. Alright, so now we come back into the finances screen for now. Now where you can see I've made these boxes a little bit darker. This tells you the positions that you're going to need for 4-4-2. So the WBL I can move because I won't be using that position, or a defensive midfielder, or the other wing back. And also I won't be using attacking players. So we can take all of those out of the equation for now. Okay, what we will do is move into the goalkeeper area for now, and we will see that the wage budget tells us on goalkeepers we can use £1,339, which will go in the box with the orange background. Alright, and we'll move through each player, which is going to be the same for the DL and the DR, ML and the MR. Going back into budget, all those ones there on the edge, if you like, the lefts and rights, we will only require one position on the field, and the DC, MC and ST, those positions will require 2 players on the pitch at one time. So the amount to spend there will be 2679. So again, in the box with the orange background we put 2679, and for the central midfielders and the strikers. Okay, so that's done. Now we're going to move into the points here, which are the player ratings, but I'll show you how that changes as we get further into the game. So we'll go on to player stats, and we'll see in the stats here that we are going to be in the National League, and you will require the one above and the one underneath. And take that first number with you, and you'll see what happens to that as we copy and paste. Well, that didn't go too well. Right, let's go in here and we'll drag these numbers 424. Right. And in the game, when we went, let's have a look into Club Vision, they said to us, become an established team, but they want us to finish in the playoffs, which I think is a bit harsh. So this box needs to be shaded because we're in the National League and they want us to finish in the playoffs. So the goalkeeper top ratings will need to be at least 341 points. But again, as we go into the players, I'll show you how that works. and the reputation of these leagues. If you want to play anything around the world, it will work exactly the same. So the reputation of League 2 will be 2 stars. The league we're in will be 1.5 stars. And the National League North and South will be 1 star. So that page is actually finished until we start doing the players. As we move along here, you will see where it says senior squad and under 21s and under 18s. The figure there for the senior squad tells us that we could afford to buy 2 first-team goalkeepers, but the average we would spend on those is £368 wages per week. I'm going to copy and paste this into the players, but the goalkeepers that we've just done, slightly different figures. So these first 3 numbers will actually be slightly different. And the reason for that is that the goalkeepers have got 35 attributes as opposed to the player attributes of 36. So we'll just look at these and we will put these figures in. 54, 33. Right, so that's done. So what it tells us now as we come into the player attributes is that we need 350 points plus for a player to be performing in the National League in the playoff positions. So as everyone else is going to be a player, we will just copy and paste this for the rest of the team. All looks very boring, and it is. But hopefully as you start playing and progress, you're not going to get sacked as easy as you would do playing yourself. Right, now we're going to go into the ratings of the players, but first of all we'll need to go back into the game. So let's go squad. Drop the filter down because I want you to use every single player that the squad has. The next thing we'll do, they seem to be in order anyway, we will do them in ascending order, starting from youngest to oldest. And what we'll do first, we have 1, 2, 3 players in the 15-year-old category. So we'll write 15 in there 3 times. Now this next column, if you're under 25, will have a potential figure, which I have explained more in the colour chart there. So if you have a look on the left hand side here, you will see the players' ages that go from 14 up to 25 plus. Now every player that is under 25 will have a potential figure of 9 points per season. And I've studied this over thousands and thousands of players, that on average a player, if they improve, will roughly improve 9 points per calendar year. So back to here, so we'll put 90 in each of these. And the next thing we'll write in is the player name. That's the That's Mattis. And then we've got Tyrrell. Ordinate. Alright, so that's the 3 players. Then the column to the left of these names, we have a nationality column. Starting from here, everything you're going to need at the moment is going to be on this front page. So we've got Slovakia, English, and Greece. The teams these are going to be in, I have got on the colour chart. These are going to be under 18s, and then we're going to move across to the contract column and the wages column next to this. As you can see at the end here, all 3 contracts expire at the same time and they're all on the same wage. So 30th of the 6th 2025 is the contract, and the wages of each of these players is £5. And that's that. And now we're going to click on the first player and we'll have a look at his positions. Now this one here that's in pink is an AMR, and as you saw from playing a 4-4-2, we don't play this position, so we're not going to need this one at all, but we are going to need the ML and the MR. You can only fit up to 3 here, but most of them should be okay. And because they was in green, that means this player is natural ability in both those positions of ML and MR. Right, the next thing we have to do is add up these 3 columns: technicals, mentals, and physicals. So in the first column will be the technical. The reason I've put /G there is because we do goalkeepers in this as well as normal players. So we'll start off with the first column. Now we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 48, 58, 60, 68, 74, 84, 91 points. The mentals, 10, 20, 25, 35, 45, 48, 49, 59, 60, 71, 81, 83. And the physicals, 10, 20, 32, 37, 47, 59. So the figure now right next to this in the green box of 233 is the player rating from natural ability. If we just work our way across to where we've done the age and then the potential figure, this figure now at the top of column AF is the potential figure for this player, which is 323. Doesn't mean he's going to get there. He could go backwards from day one, or it could mean he'll go further forward than that, but that just gives you some kind of estimate. So now we work out the second player here, which is Tyrrell Dugdale. Alright, and as you can see here, that Tyrrell Dugdale, his natural ability is an AMC, which we do not use. So in this case, the only one we're going to use is the MC, which is in pink. So you put a pink background on it, but then you bypass the green natural, the orange of accomplished, and you click and add a pink background into the competent figure, which will be the player rating, not the one at the start. So let's add them figures up: 10, 20, 26, 36, 43, 44, 54, 64, 74, 75, 10, 20, 30, 42, 50, 55, 65, 75, 85, 86, 94, and the last column of physicals: 10, 20, 30, 42, 62. Right, now if this player did have MC natural ability, his figure would be 231, but because he's playing competent, it means he will make mistakes in that position until he's trained to try to make the natural ability. So at the moment he's racing off of 208 ratings. That's your second player done. Now the Greek player. Again, the AML is not needed, so we can see in this case that he plays natural ability, ML and MC. So we'll put a green background in the natural ability box. And we'll add the points: 10, 20, 34, 35, 45, 55, 60, 72, 82, 84, 88 in the first box. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 62, 63, 68, 78, 88, 98, 108, 109. And the physicals: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now you can see this player heads up to the best of the three so far. He's on 247. And again, with potential a possible 337. So I'm just going to run into the DL where we've done all the player stats at the bottom. A player of natural ability, doesn't have to be natural ability actually, it can be accomplished, but as long as these figures show us 350 plus, it means that that player is good enough to play for Dorking Wanderers. But if the figure is good enough there on the potential, it means he could be good enough, but it means he isn't at present. So looking at these three here, you can see I'll just put these in order, but I will be putting them in order of natural ability for now. You can see that the highest is 247 and 233 and 208. The natural ability as well, we haven't got to 350 points. So basically these three players won't be good enough for Dorking Wanderers now or in the future by looks at things, but this could change for this top one. But at the moment, none of these will be playing. The last column's at the top, the estimated value. Now, the estimated value of a player is always worked at natural ability, because remembering this guy does have a natural ability position, it's just that we don't play it. So he will have 231 points at the age of 15. So we will go to the player value tab at the bottom. Make sure we stay in the player column there, and we want to go down until we see 231. Yeah, there we go. Now the first column going across is 15 years old, and that will go all the way up to about 45. But we're only going to want to stay in the first column for now, as these three are 15 years of age. So 231, and that's it. So that player would be worth at the moment £2,812, which we then add to the estimated value. Now when I click off this, the estimated wage will follow, and that says that he should be on a maximum of £9. So if you wanted to buy this player from Dorking Wanderers, you think to yourself, well, the maximum I'm going to need to buy him will be 2,800, and the maximum wage I can give him at £9, then you can see whether that's worth it or not. Now, let's go into matters. We can see that he has 233 points, and is also 15 years of age. So there's 233 in the next line down, and that tells me he should be worth £3,290. And again, when I click off it, you'll see the estimated wages, which tells us he should be on £11 per week. And the top of these three players, 247 points, and again 15 years of age, tells us he should be worth £7,213, and his wages should be around £24 a week. Right, so that's what we've shown you today so far. I'm going to come back when I've done all the player attributes for every position, and then we'll go from this page again and then divide them all up and put them into their respective categories of goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders and strikers. Hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.